Hi, I'm Plami, and in this episode of RadioK, I'm gonna be finishing off my reactions to newest recently released album, Romanticize. We're gonna be finishing it off with the last three solo songs by JR, with his song Doom Doom, Minhyun's Earphone, and Ren's Rocket Rocket. I'm pretty excited to check out JR's Doom Doom because these songs have definitely been severely lacking in rapping, which it's not necessarily something that should be in every single song. Like a lot of the time I also criticize whenever there's just shoved in rap verse in a song where it shouldn't be there, but for me personally I want to hear some rapping because that's what I enjoy the most. And so far out of this album, which has been actually pretty solid, it's just the one thing that I've been missing to be really able to enjoy it, because as much as I can appreciate singing and I can enjoy singing, it's the rapping that I enjoy the most, and I just want to hear a little bit more of it. So I'm expecting for this song to be mostly rapping because it's done by the rappers. So I don't know, hopefully that's where it's going to go. Without further ado, let's just get into it and see how I'm gonna feel about it in 3, 2, 1. I guess it's not gonna be just rapping. Honestly, that's a better thing to combine rapping and singing. I like his raspy voice. Okay. Okay. It was building up nicely, and then it kind of disappoints me here with the instrumental chorus. I feel like that was a misstep for the song. I think I still like it a lot, but that's definitely a misstep. But also, that instrumental chorus is probably gonna grow on me. Ooh, I like this creative choice. Okay, this is definitely my favorite song out of the solos. It's not gonna be even close compared to the other ones. It might not necessarily be the best one, but it's definitely gonna be my personal favorite. Like, it's not necessarily that I hate instrumental choruses per se, but I feel like in this song, for example, the instrumental is not necessarily interesting enough. There's not enough happening to justify having an instrumental chorus. Like even this, which I think is like a post-chorus hook or whatever. If this was actually the chorus, I would have been fine with it. It would have been perfect, honestly. But so far, the chorus is definitely the weakest part of the song for me. The rest of it is actually pretty fine, and as I said, I like how I actually kind of like that it's not just rapping. He also sings as a way to stitch the verses to one another, because having just rapping could make the song be, I don't know, not be as entertaining or as complete. Okay, so that was genuinely actually pretty good. Again, I feel like it's probably slightly worse than the last song, which was Because Needed, because it just doesn't really feel as perfect and as polished. Because like, for example, I'm not like, there was genuinely no part of the song where it felt like had any problem with it. There was not even a tiny little detail that was wrong with that song. but Baekhyun's needed, and this one definitely don't feel as perfect, and this one feels even less perfect than Baekhyun's song. But honestly, I feel like in a way that works for the song, because for rapping I prefer when the songs are actually kind of rough around the edges and not overtly polished. So for me personally, again, that works for the song and makes it even more interesting to me. But in terms of the rating, it's gonna bring it even further down. But yeah, I like this one. It's the one that appeals to me the most. It has the it's fitting with my taste in music when it comes to K-pop, so I really enjoy this one. But it's definitely not the objective best song of the album, so there's that. And in terms of the rating, I'm honestly gonna give this one a 9.3 out of 10. I already explained why, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I think this one also has a big possibility of me listening to it, but it's just a matter of whether the chorus is gonna grow on me or not, because it's such a setback for the song. The rest of it, the verses and that second chorus, I think it was that part of the song around the second chorus that I said sound like a good chorus. Genuinely would have made the song better if that was the chorus, but as it stands, it's a kind of shitty instrumental chorus, and I've talked before about why I don't like instrumental choruses, especially when it comes to most K-pop groups doing them. Because like when it comes to groups like Stray Kids and ATEEZ, which are my favorite K-pop groups, they do it well because they tend to do noise music most of the time, so they know how to do those songs well and have interesting instrumentals that warrant being an instrumental chorus. While groups like New EST, who mainly focus on the vocals and stuff, most of the time don't really have interesting instrumentals. So when they decide to do an instrumental chorus, it feels kind of lackluster, because it's just a generic sounding chorus and there's nothing, generic sounding instrumental, and there's just nothing going for it to spice it up. So that's why I hate most of the time whenever there's an instrumental chorus, unless it's coming from a group that I'm already into and that I have already seen them do these kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm still positive on this song though, so hopefully it's gonna end up growing on me. I don't know. But yeah, now we're gonna be getting into Minhyu's Earphone, which is the next song, and I'm actually kind of excited to check this one out because I feel like out of the group, Minhyun's vocals might be honestly the objectively best. And I know that that's kind of like a controversial statement to say that something is objectively best when it comes to things like music, which is very person to person kind of thing. Your mileage may vary, but I don't know, for me, his vocals are kind of the most perfect in a way. That's the best way I can put it. So I'm curious how much I'm gonna love his song actually, whether it's gonna be better than Aaron's I'm Not or not. So without further ado, let's get into this song in 3, 2, 1. Okay, definitely a really good beginning. And the guitar, the acoustic guitar, hell yes. I'm honestly kind of already loving it. I just hope it doesn't disappoint me. Please, chorus, be good. Ooh, I like that beat. Even though it's like a slow song, the beat that it has kind of makes it hit a little hard. I also kind of like the lyrics itself. Like, put on my earphones, writing your favorite song, I wanna leave now. That's like one of my favorite things to do, just listening to music when I'm walking somewhere or traveling somewhere.
힘이 들 때는 잠깐 쉬어가자는 말 그런 말이 내겐 어려웠어 참 많이 필요했던 그 말이 조금은 나아질까 내 맘대로 다 볼 수 있다면 혼자만의 시간이 필요해 수많은 내가 가득 차서
Okay, this song definitely has a lot to like about it. Still, I think at first I was expecting it to be just a tiny bit better. Just a tiny bit. Because I'm honestly loving it. It might have just beaten JR's song as my favorite out of the solos. Like, I like JR's song for the rapping for sure, but I think this one might be both better and more appealing to me. Because like Aaron's I'm Not was probably a little bit better and more polished, more perfect, but it didn't really appeal to me and it wasn't the most interesting song to listen to. Well, this one is the acoustic guitar in the background that you hear definitely makes it so much more interesting to me and more likable. And just the general sound and beat that it has is actually pretty catchy. So I think this might be my favorite solo song. Oh, I love that. I freaking love the sound of acoustic guitar. I wish I could learn to play it. It's never too late, but also I don't have the money to buy a guitar. But okay, this was pretty good. It managed to satisfy my expectations, I guess, in a way, because I was hoping for a genuinely good song, because I think his vocals are the best, honestly, out of the group. All of the members have really great vocals, but I feel like Minhyun's are just a tiny little notch above the rest. So yeah, it was a really good song. It's my favorite, honestly. I'm saying it's my favorite. I'd still say Aren't I Not as a song-wise, it's just a little bit more perfect. Because for that one, I didn't really have any expectations, and there was no moments in it that felt like it didn't surpass where I thought it was going on, what I thought it was going to be at. But this song, when it started, I was really starting to hype myself up and expected it to go a little bit more powerful during the chorus, and it didn't really do that, and that kind of bothered me a little bit and kind of brought down the score for the song, because I feel like it needed just that little push to really make it an impactful song. Because still, it's a pretty good song and it's pretty catchy, and I kind of emotionally resonate with it a little bit, but I feel like it just needed a little bit more of an emotional punch, just a little bit. Which is why for this song, I'm going to give it a 9.8 out of 10, which is the second best score out of the solos, right after Aaron's I'm Not. So yeah, I actually genuinely enjoyed this one a lot. And now we're getting to the last song of this album, which is Ren's Rocket Rocket. And I honestly don't know whether to expect to like it or not. Ren has been a member that I liked a lot, especially with newest debut song. I liked his look in that one, in that music video, and I love that song, honestly. It's honestly still probably newest the best song and the most interesting one as well. So yeah, I'm curious whether I'm gonna like his song or not. So without further ado, let's get into it and find out in 3, 2, 1. Definitely did not expect this. Yeah, this one is much more energetic than I thought it was going to be. And also, funnily enough, right after I mentioned that I liked their debut song, it has some vibes from that song, I feel like. Like, this specific line sounds like it's straight out of a K-pop song from the early 2010s. Okay, this is actually a pretty good instrumental chorus. This is what I'm talking about when I say there's good instrumental chorus and then there's bad ones. A good instrumental chorus has a lot happening in the chorus, not just generic electronic beats that you hear all the time in K-pop. But yeah, I'm actually really liking how fast-paced this song is. I know I just said that Minhyun's Earphone was my favorite, but this one is also pretty good. Also, I gotta say, Ren's voice and his face don't quite fit. Especially when he goes to his lower register, then it really doesn't fit. Honestly, out of the solos, I feel like this one is the closest to a title track level of quality. Because I'm obviously judging them on different sets of things compared to what a title track song would be judged at. Because these are B-sides. A lot of these songs are good for B-sides, not necessarily good for title tracks. The only one that was good for, especially compared to a title track, was Drive, but that is a title track as well. But out of every single other song except Drive, this is probably the closest one to a title track level of quality. And it's definitely because it's actually super fast paced. I just really enjoy that. And honestly, I gotta say, these last three songs, the three solos of JR, Minhyun, and Ren, were so much more interesting than Aaron's and Baekhyun's. Not to say that Aaron's and Baekhyun's were bad or anything, I still gave them pretty high scores and I enjoyed them when I was listening to them, but on a personal level, just these three songs were just so much more different from one another and just so much more exciting to listen to. I don't know, it's just how I feel about it. So yeah, I honestly don't know what to give this one even. I've pretty much given every single number in the between 9 and 10 to every single one of the songs, so I guess I'm gonna give this one a 9.5 out of 10. I don't know. I enjoyed it for how fast-paced it is, and it's actually pretty catchy. And there's some moments where Ren kind of even goes into a little bit of a rap kind of thing, so I really like that. In a way, I would have liked if this was the kind of song that JR's song was, because I would have loved that. I would have given that a 10 out of 10, but I still enjoyed Doom Doom for what it was for the most part, and I definitely enjoyed this one for what it was. So there's that. So yeah, I don't know. The most important thing that I want to say about this song, these three songs, was that they were definitely so much more interesting than the other two solos. It just felt more engaging to me in a way. But yeah, I'm also tired, so maybe just having more different things is just more exciting for my brain, because I'm very tired and I'm literally gonna fall asleep right now if I stop talking. So I think it's time to end this video. I enjoyed doing this reaction to New EST and reminding myself also of the beginning of my YouTube channel when I first reacted to New EST. So this was definitely very fun, and I enjoyed a lot of these songs, and I will be adding at least one or two of them to my actual playlist. But this is definitely not my favorite album or anything, so I hope you still enjoyed this video despite that. I hope that I brought enough constructive criticism and enough positives and negatives about the song that you ended up enjoying the video. And if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories. Because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or you simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to Patreon where you can pledge support and help get the channel going. It helps support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!